So this is great that we have this disk. The problem is, in order to use this, I had to run that mount command to mount it. So when I turn this machine off and boot it back up, I would have to run that mount command again in order to access that disk. We don't want to have to do that, run the mount command every single time we turn the machine on. So what I'm going to do is set this up to persistently mount the disk. In order to do that, we have to first get the UUID of the device. So luckily we have a command that can do that for us. So it's blkid, and then we pass it the name of the device that we want to get that ID for. In this case was SDB, and there it is. So there's the UUID, which we're going to need. So I'm going to copy that. Once I got that on my clipboard, I'm going to use VI. You could use Nano if you want, if you think it's a little bit easier, or Emacs or whatever you like, but I like VI. So we're going to edit a config file called fstab. This is what controls what gets mounted when our machine starts. So you can see here, this is my fstab. I am going to add a new line here. So first, UUID equals, and I'm going to paste in that UID for that drive that I just created. I have to give it the mount point. So in this case, it's mount data. And then I have to tell it what file system. In this case, it's ext4 because it's already formatted in ext4. We're going to put some options in here. We want defaults. No, I'm just going to put the minimum options, 0, 2. So there's a couple of flags. So this is just a very simple line that basically tells the system when it boots up, go ahead and automatically mount this disk. Here's where it is, right? And that's it. The UUID is how it references that device, in this case DevSDA. I'm sorry, DevSDB. So once I finish that, I'm going to write this file. And now to test it, I need to reboot my machine. So I'm going to reboot it now. I don't know when it's going to actually turn off, so I'm just going to ping google.com until this suddenly disconnects me, right? I just need some activity here so I can see when the machine actually turns off. All right, you can see the machine actually turned off now because it forcibly closed my connection. And then once that machine is back online, I should be able to connect to it with SSH. So I'll just try it every once in a while until I can reconnect. Okay, looks like it should be back up. So let me try connecting again. Looks like I'm in. I should still see that device there as a mount point. And I should also be able to scroll back up and should be able to see my, if I run df-h, I can still see mount hopefully in here. There it is, second from the bottom. So it's definitely mounted, and I can, actually what's a little bit easier than this is if you use the history command. So in my history, I should see, yeah, so where I did a touch on test file. I don't know if I can do it again. I think it's going to give me an error because the file already exists. Instead, we're going to add file 2, and then we'll check to see if it's there. So I ran before it was in my history number 149. There we go. So we can see test file 2. So we know it's working. I didn't have to mount it again. We're back up and running. So you're going to show me that this worked, that you rebooted the machine, and that you were able to access that. Don't forget to echo your name in your screenshots.